Every year, Japan experiences thousands of earthquakes, ranging from minor tremors to devastating seismic events. On this archipelago, the ground never truly stops moving. Volcanoes are still silently active. Tropical storms continuously strike, and winter brings thick layers of snow that cover vast areas. Yet, amidst this ever-changing environment, humanity has built one of the most disciplined, resilient, and developed societies in the world. From the snow-capped peak of Mount Fuji, the primeval forest, the tranquil ancient temples, to the brightly lit cities that glow all night long, Japan always exists between two opposing forces. On one side is the majestic yet harsh nature. On the other is the will, resilience, and incredible adaptability of its people. And the more we explore this country, the more we realize that the beauty of Japan is not only created by what nature has bestowed, but also by how its people have learned to live in harmony with its challenges. Once the capital of Japan for over a millennium, Kyoto has preserved almost entirely the rhythm and spirit of the country through the centuries. Not only famous for its peaceful old streets, it is also an important religious center with hundreds of religious buildings built amidst forests and rugged mountain slopes. With each season, Kyoto takes on a completely different appearance. Spring is covered in the pink hues of cherry blossoms, while autumn paints the mountain slopes red with countless vibrant maple leaves. This change gives the landscape a unique beauty, no matter the time of year. Hidden behind the streets steeped in geisha culture is a vast spiritual network, comprising over 600 Buddhist temples and approximately 400 Shinto shrines that have existed for centuries. Many structures are built on unique terrains, where ancient forests, cliffs, and steep steps create a natural distance from the world below. To adapt to this terrain, the Japanese developed large-scale wooden structures, raising entire main halls and corridors off the mountainside, making the structure seem to become part of the surrounding landscape, rather than separate from nature. The combination of religious beliefs, traditional wooden architecture, stone, and ancient forests has created a Kyoto that is both solemn and enduring, as if the past is still present amidst the rhythm of modern Japanese life. Rising 776 meters on the island of Honshu, Mount Fuji is Japan's highest peak and also an active volcano. Its nearly perfectly symmetrical conical shape has made it one of the most recognizable symbols of the land of the rising sun. The most recent eruption occurred in 1707, in an event known as the Hoei eruption. Volcanic ash covered vast areas, even reaching Edo, which is present-day Tokyo. The eruption also created a large secondary crater on the southeastern slope of Mount Fuji, a remnant that still exists today. For centuries, Mount Fuji has not only been a geological wonder, but has also held a special place in the spiritual life of the Japanese people. Thousands of pilgrims have traveled long distances to conquer the summit as a ritual of purification and religious significance. The area near the summit is not managed as ordinary public land. This area is under the jurisdiction of Fujisan Hongu Sengen Taisha Shrine, one of the important Shinto shrines associated with the worship of Mount Fuji. Therefore, for centuries, climbing the mountain required strict purification rituals before setting foot on this sacred land. In the past, women were also forbidden from climbing Mount Fuji, according to the prevailing religious beliefs. That rule was only officially abolished in 1872. Marking a significant change in the history of this sacred mountain. Just a short distance from the bustling city of Osaka, Wakayama offers a completely different world. This region, steeped in Shinto and Buddhism, has long been known to the Japanese as the land of the gods. Wakayama preserves many important spiritual legacies of the country. Most notably, the Kumano-Kodo pilgrimage route and the sacred Koyasan mountain range, nestled amidst centuries-old primeval forests. For centuries, the temples and shrines in Wakayama have welcomed all social classes. From nobility to commoners, from men to women. This has created a rare space for faith, where social status is no longer a barrier to spiritual journeys. Beyond its religious value, Wakayama also holds many historical imprints. Wakayama Castle still stands majestically in the heart of the city as a witness to many turbulent periods. Meanwhile, along the coast, small fishing villages continue to maintain a way of life closely connected to the ocean for generations. Nestled in a hot spring valley in central Japan, Jigokudani is not only a famous scenic spot, but also considered a natural outdoor laboratory where scientists have observed animal behavior for decades. In winter, when snow blankets the slopes and temperatures frequently drop below 0 degrees Celsius, it becomes home to Japanese snow monkeys. Instead of seeking shelter, they venture into the natural onsen pools to soak in the warm water amidst the icy landscape. This peculiar behavior is believed to have begun in the 1960s, when a young monkey mimicked humans by entering the baths of a nearby ryokan. Over time, the habit was adopted by other individuals and gradually became a traditional behavior, passed down from generation to generation within the troop. When immersed in the steaming water, they often close their eyes slightly, relax their bodies, and micro-ecosystems. This scene gives many the feeling that they have learned to adapt to the harsh winter in their own unique way. To reach this area, visitors must hike along a forest trail. In winter, the path is often covered in thick snow and ice, making the journey slippery and difficult. If Kyoto is the soul of Japan, then Osaka is its ever-moving heart. Unlike its ancient temples and tranquil forests, Osaka in Japan is truly a city that never sleeps. As the country's third-largest city, Osaka has long served as a vital economic and commercial center of the Kansai region. Centuries ago, it was a bustling seaport, acting as a gateway connecting the Japanese archipelago with trade routes throughout Asia. This strategic location contributed to Osaka becoming one of Japan's earliest developed cities. The legacy of that era is still preserved in Osaka Castle. Surrounded by wide moats, massive stone walls, and a robust defense system, this structure was once one of the most important fortresses in Japanese history. As night falls, Dotonbori brightens with giant billboards and neon lights, reflecting on the canals that run through the neighborhood. The bridges are crowded with people, and the sounds of conversations and stalls blend to create the vibrant atmosphere characteristic of the city. Dotonbori is also considered the street food capital of Osaka. Smoke from the kitchens permeates the streets. Stalls are packed together, and the endless stream of people creates a nearly non-stop rhythm of life. This spirit is encapsulated by the people of Osaka in a philosophy called kui daore, which can be understood as eat until there's nothing left to regret. This saying not only reflects a love for food, but also expresses the free-spirited and passionate lifestyle that has become part of the city's identity. Nestled in western Kyoto, the Arashiyama bamboo forest offers a space almost completely isolated from the hustle and bustle of the outside world. Just stepping through the entrance, the urban landscape seems to vanish, giving way to towering rows of bamboo stretching as far as the eye can see. Millions of bamboo stalks grow vertically, reaching towards the sky and forming natural green walls surrounding the narrow pathways. The densely interwoven bamboo canopy allows sunlight to filter through narrow gaps, casting changing streaks of light on the ground throughout the day. Bamboo is one of the fastest-growing plants in the world. During the rainy season, some bamboo shoots in Arashiyama can grow nearly a meter taller in a single day. This rapid growth rate allows the forest to continuously regenerate and maintain its dense density over generations. Amidst that tranquil setting, the sight of tourists clad in traditional kimonos slowly strolling along the paths further highlights the harmonious blend of nature and Japanese culture. In the past, Arashiyama bamboo held more than just scenic value. With its flexible yet durable properties, this material was once used by samurai warriors to craft bows and arrows and various combat tools. Even today, the sound of wind rustling through the bamboo stalks remains one of Kyoto's most distinctive natural sounds. The gentle rustling of bamboo leaves creates a soothing rhythm and has been included by the Japanese Ministry of the Environment in the list of natural sounds that need to be preserved. Located at the foot of Mount Inari in southern Kyoto, Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine has existed since 711 and is considered one of Japan's most important sacred sites. The most distinctive feature of Fushimi Inari is the thousands of vermilion red torii gates erected in a continuous line along the trails leading up the mountain slope. The gates are placed so close together that they form tunnels that extend through the forest, winding along the steep terrain and leading visitors deep into the sacred space of the mountain. Unlike many other traditional shrines, this is the famous phenomenon known as the meeting of the waters. The grounds are open 24 hours a day and are virtually unobstructed from the surrounding nature. Whether in the summer sun, heavy rain, or the cold winter, the paths beneath the torii gates always welcome pilgrims. Circular craters continuously erupt with thick, also known as kitsune. In Shinto belief, foxes are not objects of worship, but are considered messengers of the god Inari. Many statues hold keys to granaries, scrolls, or jewels, symbolizing harvest, abundance, and prosperity. For centuries, this strange sight is explained by an ancient legend: bountiful harvests and a prosperous life. Amidst the tree-shaded slopes and countless torii gates, the shrine quietly preserves one of Kyoto's oldest religious traditions. Nestled at the foot of Mount Hakusan in Gifu Prefecture, Shirakawa-go is one of Japan's most famous isolated villages. For centuries, it has existed in a mountainous region that experiences some of the heaviest snowfall in the country, where winters can last for months and snow can accumulate to depths of several meters. To adapt to these harsh conditions, the inhabitants have created gassho zukuri houses, a style of architecture almost unseen anywhere else. The roofs are built with a steep slope, resembling the shape of two hands clasped in prayer. The Jawatan appears as a boundary between reality, where one could easily mistake it for a gateway into a fairy tale. Even more remarkable is that the entire structure of these houses is assembled using wooden joints, ropes. Nature slowly reclaimed it, with virtually no iron nails. This construction method not only ensures the structure's longevity, but also provides flexibility in the face of changing weather and the weight of snow. Throughout the 4 seasons, Shirakawa-go constantly changes its appearance. Spring brings the green of the valley, hanging down in thick green curtain. Autumn bursts with the vibrant red of leaves, before the entire village is gradually enveloped in the thick white snow of winter. From afar, Shirakawa-go looks like a village straight out of a fairy tale. But behind that peaceful appearance lies the result of hundreds of years of people constantly adapting to one of Japan's harshest environments. Every roof, every wooden structure, and every architectural detail here was created first to survive, and then to become a heritage. Located approximately 150 kilometers north of Tokyo, Nikko is a place where mountain ranges, primeval forests, and ancient structures coexist in a space preserved for centuries. For the Japanese, fish leave the vast riverbed. The dugout canoes moored on the lake's surface appear to float in mid-air. The history of Nikko dates back to the 8th century. Over generations, it has gradually developed into a complex of lakes, waterfalls, hot springs, black crocodiles. Everything is clearly visible from a great distance. At the heart of this region is Toshogu Shrine, a masterpiece of wooden architecture created by master craftsmen of the Edo period. Not only famous for its exquisite carving techniques, the shrine also reflects the level of craftsmanship and construction artistry that Japan reached hundreds of years ago. Leading to the temple complex is a centuries-old cedar avenue, with tens of thousands of cedar trees planted along both sides of the road. It has been recognized by the Guinness World Records as the longest tree-lined road in the world. The towering tree trunks form a closed green corridor, leading visitors gradually into the tranquil atmosphere of Nikko. When autumn arrives, the entire Nikko Valley and the Irohazaka Pass transform simultaneously. Layers of yellow, red, and orange maple leaves cover the mountain slopes, turning the entire area into a multi-layered tapestry of colors. This transformation has made Nikko one of Japan's most famous and impressive autumn viewing spots. Located in southern Japan, Okinawa is an archipelago where nature and people have together created one of the world's most remarkable stories of longevity and resilience. It's no coincidence that this land is often known as the archipelago of longevity. What makes Okinawa stand out isn't its modern cities. It's villages like Ogimi, where people over 90, even over 100, still tend their gardens at its summit, or practice martial arts daily. These images have made Okinawa a subject of scientific study for decades, spreading across more than 160 islands in the subtropical sea. The buoyancy of the liquid makes this beast invisible. Vast coral reefs and biodiverse forests. This natural environment has nurtured a rich ecosystem and shaped a lifestyle closely intertwined with the sea. Before becoming part of Japan, Okinawa was the center of the Ryukyu Kingdom, a powerful maritime nation controlling trade routes in the East China Sea. They are also home to one of the most bizarre and graceful creatures, where influences from Japan, China, and the southern island nations have blended over centuries. Today, Okinawa is known not only for the incredible longevity of its inhabitants, but also as a testament to how humans can thrive in harmony with the natural environment. Nestled between the Azure Sea, the rainforest, and communities that have existed for generations, this land maintains a rare balance between nature and human life. Located on the eastern slopes of Kyoto, Kiyomizu-dera Temple has stood for over 200 years and is one of the city's oldest landmarks. The name Kiyomizu means pure water, referring to the Otowa Falls that have continuously flowed beneath the temple grounds for centuries. Built on steep, cliff-like terrain, Kiyomizu-dera blends seamlessly into the mountainside rather than being isolated from nature. The cool water from Otowa Falls is not only part of the landscape, but also plays a significant role in religious life, with many believing it brings health before it could recover, and good fortune. The most striking feature of Kiyomizu-dera is the massive wooden platform that juts out from the mountainside, lifting the entire main hall high into the air. The structure is supported by hundreds of large wooden pillars and a tightly interconnected system of wooden joints, without the use of any iron nails. Each autumn, when the maple forest at the foot of the mountain simultaneously turn red and yellow, the temple grounds seem to float above a sea of vibrant leaves, creating one of Kyoto's most iconic and surreal scenes. Within the Kiyomizu-dera complex is Jishu Shrine, famous for its 2 stone slabs for finding love, placed approximately 18 meters apart. According to folklore, if a person can walk from one slab to the other with their eyes closed without getting lost, they will have good fortune in love and relationships. There are places where time seems to have slowed down compared to the rest of Japan. Takayama is one of them. Amidst the majestic Alps, this town has preserved almost entirely the look and rhythm of the Edo period, due to its isolated location. Transportation and goods delivery became increasingly built using the exquisite Japanese mortise and tenon technique. To the highest layer of the forest, the structures remain strong and have kept many buildings standing for hundreds of years. In just a few decades, traditional inns, window, and long-established sake breweries still operate as they have for generations. The faint scent of fermented rice permeates the air, blending with the ancient architecture to create Takayama's unique atmosphere. When the Takayama festival begins, the entire town lights up with elaborately carved yatai floats, adorned with thousands of paper lanterns. In the soft light of the night, moisture from the sea constantly erodes the structure, recreating a tradition that has been preserved for hundreds of years and is also one of the most beautiful festivals in Japan. There are temples built on mountains. There are temples located in the middle of the forest. But at Miyajima, one of Japan's most sacred sites is built right on the sea. The temple's most famous symbol is its giant vermilion red torii gate. Located dozens of kilometers, the entire gate appears to float above the water. When the tide recedes, a layer of mud and a tidal flat hundreds of meters wide are gradually revealed. They were gradually abandoned to the elements. These two completely different scenes repeat each day with the ebb and flow of the tide. Over the decades, the entire island of Miyajima is considered a sacred entity. Therefore, for centuries, very strict regulations have been applied to maintain the island's purity. People are not allowed to give birth or bury the dead on the island, to avoid anything considered to defile this sacred land. Built on the water and almost completely exposed to the open sea, Itsukushima constantly faces severe storms, strong waves, standing in the middle of red sand's fall. One feels as if they are in the middle. The temple's wooden structure has been preserved and restored using traditional techniques, allowing it to continue to exist in one of Japan's harshest environments. Some remain so well preserved that you feel the residents only left a few hours ago. It is also a testament to how humans can build a religious space that can coexist with the sea, where each ebb and flow of the tide becomes an integral part of the temple's architecture and meaning. Less than 2 hours from Tokyo, Hakone has long been one of Japan's most popular resort areas. However, behind its peaceful scenery lies a volcanic system that has never truly ceased activity. Surrounded by Lake Ashi, lush green forests. But, like many other mining, Hakone possesses a rare serene beauty. Natural hot springs and tranquil lakes have made it a familiar destination for travelers for centuries. But not far away lies the Owakudani Valley, where Hakone's turbulent geological past is still clearly evident. Formed after a volcanic eruption thousands of years ago, this area continuously releases steam, sulfurous gases, and hot water from deep within. Until the following night, columns of white steam constantly rise from the crevices in the rocks, carrying a distinctive sulfurous smell that permeates the entire valley. The existence of Owakudani serves as a reminder that the energy behind Hakone's famous hot springs is also a sign of a still-living volcanic system. The beauty here is inseparable from the danger, and countless other original items from decades ago. Meanwhile, on the tranquil surface of Lake Ashi, tourist boats glide silently across the clear blue water. Just a few kilometers away, steam continues to rise from Owakudani, creating a characteristic contrast in Hakone, where people rest alongside a nature that is always in motion and never truly asleep. Located on the northernmost island of Hokkaido, Sapporo is a testament to how a modern city can thrive even in one of the world's harshest winter regions. With nearly 2 million residents, the city maintains a stable pace of life and economy, despite receiving an average of 5 meters of snow each year. When winter blankets Hokkaido, snow not only covers rooftops and streets, but also becomes an integral part of the city's functioning. Squads of specialized vehicles work almost continuously to shovel, collect. Its location in the middle of the sea helped isolate the pathogen from the mainland, ensuring uninterrupted traffic and daily life, even during the heaviest snowfalls. Sapporo is planned in a grid pattern with wide avenues, large parks, and surrounding mountains. This layout not only creates a distinctive city appearance, but also makes snow and traffic management during the winter more efficient. Gray limestone cliff, where any technical error can cost lives. This event made the city a symbol of snow sports and solidified Hokkaido's position as Japan's winter center. Today, every winter, Sapporo attracts millions of visitors with its famous snow festival, where giant ice and snow sculptures transform the entire city into an outdoor exhibition. Amidst the cold weather, steaming bowls of miso ramen have become an indispensable part of Sapporo's culinary culture, reflecting how the people adapt to and enjoy life during the long winter months. At first glance, Kabira Bay looks like a place made for people to immerse themselves in the sea. White sand beaches, crystal clear turquoise waters, and small islands covered in lush vegetation create one of Okinawa's most famous coastal landscapes. However, what surprises many visitors is that swimming is completely prohibited here. Located on Ishigaki Island, Kabira Bay is surrounded by small limestone islands rising from the sea, covered in pristine vegetation. Beneath the clear blue water are well-preserved coral reefs and a rich marine ecosystem. Home to hundreds of species of tropical fish that live and move with ocean currents year-round. The reason visitors are not allowed to swim is not because of the water quality. but because Kabira Bay is one of Japan's famous black pearl farming areas. Underwater. A system of cages and hanging structures is carefully installed to cultivate the oysters in natural conditions. The construction and maintenance of these structures in a marine environment is considered a significant engineering achievement, contributing to Kabira Bay's reputation. Instead of swimming, visitors often explore the bay in glass-bottom boats, allowing them to observe coral reefs and marine life right beneath their feet. From the Kabira observation deck, the entire bay unfolds, with its waters shifting from turquoise to deep blue, interspersed with small offshore islands, creating one of the most iconic scenes of the Okinawa archipelago. While much of Japan is known for its bustling cities and vibrant pace of life, Hokkaido presents a completely different picture. This is the country's second largest island, and also its vast and pristine landscape, where nature reigns supreme. With the lowest population density in Japan, Hokkaido boasts plains, forests, and mountains stretching for tens of kilometers, almost untouched by human presence. In winter, snow blankets the land for months, transforming much of the island into a silent and harsh landscape. Beneath the snow and ice lies one of Japan's most geologically active regions. Dozens of active volcanoes continuously provide heat to hot springs and mineral pools that steam in sub-zero temperatures. A rare landscape where white snow and hot steam coexist in one scene. For thousands of years, Hokkaido has been home to the Ainu people, an indigenous community whose culture is deeply intertwined with forests, rivers, and wildlife. In harsh natural conditions, they developed a lifestyle based on adaptation and respect for nature, many of which are still preserved today. Today, it is precisely this rugged terrain that makes Hokkaido a top destination for outdoor activities. The snow-capped slopes become a skiing paradise, while summer opens up opportunities for mountain biking and climbing, where people continue to challenge their limits in a nearly unspoiled natural environment. Nestled amidst the forested mountains of Wakayama Prefecture, Koyasan exists as a world apart from modern life. At an altitude of approximately 800 meters above sea level, this sacred land is enveloped by ancient cedar forests. Fog frequently blankets the mountain slopes, and the atmosphere has remained virtually unchanged for centuries. In the heart of this landscape lies Koyasan, the center of Shingon Buddhism. Founded by the great master Kukai in 816. Instead of building it in a plain or city, he chose a valley surrounded by 8 mountain peaks. Viewing it as a giant lotus flower of nature to form this sacred land. The road leading to Okunoin Cemetery is about 2 kilometers long, winding through a forest with tens of thousands of ancient cedar trees that have stood for hundreds of years. The towering tree trunks obscure the sky, while green moss gradually covers the stone tablets and memorials that lie silently beneath the forest canopy. Nature here doesn't erase the traces of human activity, but silently embraces them through each rainy and sunny season. Scattered among the mountains and forests are more than 100 ancient temples, many structures almost blending into the surrounding landscape. The sound of wind rustling through the trees, the sound of flowing water, and the temple bells create a tranquil space where the boundary between architecture and nature almost disappears. When the mist still covers the forest and the morning bells ring in the valley, Koyasan is not only a long-standing religious center, but also a testament to how the Japanese have allowed nature to become an inseparable part of their spiritual life for more than 12 centuries. Few would imagine that one of Japan's most tranquil lakes was born from a violent volcanic eruption. Lake Ashi formed within the ancient crater of Hakone. This is where geological activity thousands of years ago left behind a vast lake surrounded by lush green forests and towering mountain ranges. The lake's calm waters reflect the image of Mount Fuji on clear days, making it one of the most famous spots to view Japan's iconic mountain. Along the lake's shore, natural hot springs continue to steam in the cool air, a reminder that Hakone's volcanic origins haven't completely vanished. On the lake's edge stands Hakone Shrine, one of the region's oldest Shinto shrines. Most striking is the vermilion-red torii gate erected at the water's edge in 1952. Whenever mist descends upon the lake, the gate seems to stand at the boundary between water, forest, and sky, becoming an iconic image of Hakone. On the lake, tourist boats designed in the shape of European warships slowly glide past the sacred scenery of Hakone Shrine and Mount Fuji in the distance. The combination of Western architecture and traditional Japanese cultural space creates a rare contrast that has become a characteristic feature of Lake Ashi. Not only a tourist destination, Lake Ashi is also associated with the famous Hakone Ekiden relay race. This is the finish line, and also where athletes begin their journey back to Tokyo. This makes this tranquil lake one of the most anticipated sporting events in Japan each year. Few cities in the world have had to rebuild from the ruins as many times as Tokyo. Earthquakes, fires, and wars have repeatedly altered the city's appearance. Yet, after every tragedy, Tokyo has been rebuilt on a larger, more modern scale, continuing to thrive as the heart of Japan. That is why it is often called the city that rises from its scars. Tokyo's history began as a small fishing village named Edo, nestled along Tokyo Bay. By the early 17th century, it had become the center of power of the Tokugawa shogunate, ushering in over 250 years of development and gradually forming one of the largest cities in Asia at the time. In 1868, with the Meiji Restoration, Edo officially changed its name to Tokyo and became the new capital of Japan. Throughout its development, Tokyo has continuously faced devastating disasters. The Great Kanto earthquake of 1923 flattened much of the city. Two decades later, bombing raids during World War II continued to inflict heavy damage, leaving many areas almost completely gone. But it was precisely through these reconstructions that Tokyo gradually became one of the most modern cities in the world. A dense railway system, dazzling commercial districts, and continuously rising glass and steel buildings have shaped the city's appearance today. Even so, amidst this bustling life, Tokyo still retains many layers of past memories. Ancient temples, traditional gardens, and narrow Edo-era alleyways still exist interspersed among modern skyscrapers, creating a unique blend of history and the future. This contrast is what makes Tokyo one of the most unique cities in the world. Despite being a country frequently hit by earthquakes, Tokyo has developed into one of the world's largest megacities. And nowhere reflects that adaptability more clearly than Shibuya Crossing. located right in front of Shibuya Station. This intersection sees hundreds of thousands of people crossing daily. Whenever all the pedestrian signals turn green, at times nearly 30 people simultaneously cross from multiple directions, creating a massive yet almost perfectly orderly flow of movement. Surrounding the intersection are concrete, steel, and glass structures built to withstand one of the planet's most geologically active regions. Beneath the busy streets lies a system of foundations, dampers, and transportation infrastructure designed to keep the city running, even as nature constantly presents new challenges. As night falls, the lights from the giant screens reflect off the pavement and the ever-moving stream of people. In a seemingly chaotic space, everything still operates in a precise rhythm. It is not only a symbol of modern Tokyo, but also the result of generations of people learning to live in a land that has never truly stood still. Hiroshima bears the devastating stain of being the first city in human history to be destroyed by nuclear weapons during wartime. The event completely altered the fate of this land. On the morning of August 6th, 1945, a nuclear explosion flattened much of Hiroshima in just seconds. The extreme temperatures and massive shock waves incinerated houses, deformed the ground, and left traces that still exist today. On the steps of the former Sumitomo Bank building, the thermal radiation has faded the stone, but preserves the faint silhouette of a person sitting, a permanent mark etched into history. After the war, Hiroshima was rebuilt almost from scratch. From a desolate wasteland, the city gradually revived and became a global symbol of peace, resilience, and the ability to rebuild after seemingly insurmountable losses. Today, amidst the green space of the Peace Memorial Park, the Genbaku Dome stands silently by the river as a witness to the tragedy of 1945. The structure has not been completely restored, but has been preserved in its original state to remind future generations of the consequences of war and the value of peace. Not far away, the peace flame, lit in 1964, continues to burn day and night. That flame will only be extinguished when the last nuclear weapons in the world no longer exist. In a city that was almost completely destroyed, it is not only a symbol of memory, but also a reminder of the aspiration to preserve life for the future. before Tokyo became the capital of Japan. Kamakura was the site that shaped a completely new era in the country's history. Surrounded by mountains on three sides and facing the Pacific Ocean, its natural terrain made it an ideal defensive stronghold, paving the way for the establishment of the first shogunate and the rise of the samurai class. For centuries, Kamakura flourished amidst green hills, ancient temples, and tranquil forests, where the spirit of Bushido and Buddhism gradually blended. The natural landscape not only protected the city, but also contributed to the formation of the region's distinctive cultural identity. To the south, Shonan Beach stretches along the coastline in a gentle curve. The waves from the Pacific Ocean continuously build up the sand, creating a peaceful scene that contrasts with its past as a center of Japanese military power. In the heart of Kamakura, the more than 13-meter-tall bronze Great Buddha has stood silently for over 750 years. Through earthquakes, typhoons, and many historical events, the statue remains steadfast, a symbol of resilience and faith amidst harsh natural conditions. Today, the Enoden railway line still slowly traverses coastal residential areas, winding through narrow streets and along the ocean's edge. This rhythm connects the past and present, making Kamakura a place where people, history, and nature coexist in a space that has remained virtually unchanged for centuries. Located in the heart of Honshu Island, Nagano boasts one of Japan's most magnificent mountain landscapes. Here, the Japanese Alps rise with dozens of peaks over 0 meters, creating a sharp, snow-capped horizon for much of the year. The variations in altitude and climate cause Nagano's nature to change dramatically with each season. In winter, many valleys are covered in thick snow, while in summer, they are blanketed in lush green forests, mountain meadows, and streams of melting ice from the high peaks. This transformation creates one of Japan's most diverse mountain ecosystems. The rugged terrain also makes Nagano a crucial link in history. Since the Sengoku period, it has played a strategic role between feudal territories. Later, the famous Nakasendo route continued across the mountains, connecting Kyoto with Edo and transforming the highland towns into stopping points for merchants, samurai, and caravans for centuries. Today, ancient towns, old temples, and cobblestone streets still stand amidst the valleys and mountain slopes. Preserving almost intact the traces of a time when people had to adapt to the harsh terrain for survival and trade. Life in the highlands also gave rise to a very unique cuisine. Soba noodles, made from buckwheat, a plant that thrives in the cool climate of the highlands, have become a signature flavor of Nagano. It is not just a traditional dish, but also reflects how people utilize the natural conditions to create the identity of this land. Located in western Hokkaido, Niseko is one of Japan's most famous mountain regions, where nature has created ideal conditions for outdoor activities year-round. Surrounded by the Niseko Annupuri mountain range, this area has long been a top destination for nature lovers and adventure sports enthusiasts. Every winter, cold air masses from Siberia cross the Sea of Japan, absorbing a large amount of moisture before colliding with the Hokkaido mountains. This process creates the world-famous dry, light, and fine powder snow, often called japao. It is this unique climate that makes Niseko one of the most sought-after ski resorts on the planet. When the snow melts, Niseko takes on a completely different appearance. Lush green forests, mountain meadows, and trekking trails gradually appear under pleasant temperatures of around 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. Natural hot springs quietly steam amidst the mountains, creating a distinctive contrast between geothermal activity and Hokkaido's cool climate. Flowing through the valley is the Shiribetsu River, one of the purest rivers in Japan. The water originates from melting snow on the mountain peaks, creating a characteristic turquoise color and nourishing the rich ecosystem along the basin. On humid mornings, from the summit of Annupuri, a vast sea of clouds can be seen stretching out below the mountains. Layers of white clouds drift lazily between the mountain peaks, making the entire scene resemble an island floating in the sky, completing the natural landscape that has made Niseko famous on the world tourism map. Located on the shores of Tokyo Bay, Yokohama was once a peaceful small fishing village before becoming the gateway to Japan's modern era. After the Yokohama port officially opened in 1859, this coastal area quickly developed into one of the country's most important international trading centers. From a natural coastline, Yokohama gradually formed a large-scale port system, where the ocean ceased to be a boundary and became a bridge connecting Japan with the rest of the world. This coastal location has shaped the city's appearance and development for over a century. Today, The Minato Mirai district stands out with its glass buildings, modern structures, and the expansive harbor reflected on the water. Amidst the urban landscape stands the Yokohama Marine Tower, an observation tower facing the Pacific Ocean, silently watching ships enter and leave the port as it has for decades. Hidden behind modern boulevards lies Japan's largest Chinatown. Hundreds of shops, restaurants, and brightly colored archways reflect the legacy of the first Chinese communities that arrived in Yokohama after the port opened. Through generations, they have contributed to creating one of the city's most culturally distinctive neighborhoods. Amidst the sea, international shipping lanes, and the relentless pace of a modern metropolis, Yokohama still demonstrates how a fishing village on the bay can rise to become one of Asia's most important port cities. Stretching along Osaka Bay, Kobe is one of Japan's most important port cities. The sea has brought prosperity to this land, but it has also witnessed many major natural disasters. Located near active fault lines, Kobe has always had to survive on unstable ground. 1995. The Great Hanshin earthquake shook the entire city. In less than 20 seconds, numerous docks, highways, and residential areas were destroyed, leaving many coastal areas almost completely collapsed. This is considered one of the most serious natural disasters in modern Japanese history. After years of reconstruction, Kobe has gradually regained its appearance as a modern port city. The docks, coastal avenues, and new urban areas continue to expand along the tranquil waters. A testament to humanity's resilience in the face of nature's might. Amidst this urban landscape, the Ikuta Shrine, with its more than 800-year history, quietly nestles beneath ancient trees. The small forest surrounding the shrine creates a rare oasis of tranquility in the heart of the city, preserving spiritual values that existed long before Kobe became an international seaport. Every winter, Kobe shines brightly with the Kobe Luminary Light Festival. Thousands of artistic light installations are lit to commemorate the victims of the 1995 earthquake, while also conveying a message of hope and rebirth. In the winter night, these brilliant lights not only illuminate the city, but also serve as a reminder of the journey to rise again after one of the greatest disasters Kobe has ever experienced. Matsuyama is the capital of Ehime Prefecture and the largest city on Shikoku Island. The city lies on the Stowe Inland Sea coast, where scattered islands rise like emeralds falling to the horizon, forming a poetic natural barrier along the coast. On the central hillside stands Matsuyama Castle, a massive defensive structure that still preserves one of Japan's rare examples of original wooden castle architecture. Below that tranquil atmosphere lies the ancient Dogo Onsen, a luxurious hot spring complex once built for the Japanese imperial family and maintained for decades with gleaming gold decorations. Matsuyama is also deeply intertwined with the history of modern haiku poetry, particularly through the legacy of the poet Masaoka Shiki. The combination of hills, hot springs, and island scenery creates a rare, slow pace of life in the heart of modern Japan. Nestled at the foot of Mount Fuji in the north, Lake Kawaguchiko is one of the most spectacular places to admire Japan's most iconic scenery. On tranquil mornings, the lake's surface becomes a vast natural mirror, reflecting the snow-capped volcano with astonishing clarity, creating one of the country's most recognizable landscapes. The scenery here transforms dramatically throughout the year. Cherry blossoms bloom along the lake's shores in spring. The dense forests turn vibrant red and yellow in autumn, while the cool summer climate transforms the shores into a refreshing retreat beneath the towering slopes of Mount Fuji. Around the lake's edge, natural hot spring resorts emit gentle steam, suggesting that the volcanic power that shaped this landscape is still active beneath the surface. However, for centuries, this lake has inspired more than just admiration. Local folklore tells of mysterious snake spirits said to reside in the lake's deep waters. And generations of residents have viewed this tranquil lake with both reverence and awe. Beneath its peaceful surface, Kawaguchiko has long existed not only as one of Japan's most beautiful lakes, but also as a place where nature and mythology quietly intertwine. Overlooking Lake Kawaguchiko and the northern slopes of Mount Fuji, Chureito Pagoda has become one of Japan's most celebrated viewpoints. Rising above the surrounding forest, the five-story structure frames Mount Fuji with remarkable precision, creating a landscape that perfectly captures the harmony between architecture and nature. Completed in 1963 as a peace memorial, the pagoda stands approximately 25 meters tall and commemorates more than 960 local soldiers who lost their lives in war. From the observation deck, the view stretches across the town below toward the symmetrical cone of Mount Fuji. In spring, blooming cherry blossoms surround the crimson pagoda, while winter covers the volcano with fresh snow, creating one of the most iconic landscapes in Japan. More than a famous viewpoint, Chureito represents the quiet balance between remembrance, faith, and the timeless beauty of the natural world. nearly 2,0 kilometers south of Tokyo. Ishigaki marks one of Japan's southernmost inhabited frontiers. Surrounded by the warm waters of the Yaeyama Islands, this remote landscape forms part of Iriomote Ishigaki National Park. Where subtropical forests, coral seas, and powerful ocean currents shape life in remarkable ways. At first glance, Ishigaki appears almost untouched. White sand beaches, turquoise waters, and dense coastal forests create the image of a tropical paradise. Yet this beauty exists in one of the most active typhoon corridors in East Asia. Every year, powerful storms sweep across the island, bringing destructive winds, towering waves, and torrential rain that constantly reshape the coastline. Beneath the surface, an extensive coral reef protects the island from the open Pacific. Built over thousands of years by countless tiny coral polyps, this living barrier absorbs much of the incoming wave energy while providing shelter for an extraordinary diversity of marine life. It is one of the most important natural defenses in the entire Yaeyama archipelago. Life on the island has always adapted to these conditions. For generations, local communities used fossilized coral limestone to build sturdy stone walls around homes and villages. Helping them withstand seasonal typhoons while making use of materials provided by the island itself. On Ishigaki, survival has never depended on resisting nature, but on learning to live with it. Here, neither humans nor nature truly dominate. Both have spent centuries adapting to the same winds, the same ocean, and the same relentless storms. The deeper we travel, the more we realize that no place is ever defined only by its beauty. It is the stories hidden beneath the landscape that give every mountain, every forest, and every coastline its true meaning. So, if you could choose just one place in Japan to experience with your own eyes, where would it be, and why? Behind every modern ruin lies a dark truth that explains why people chose to flee. These are not just empty spaces, they are the heart of tragic histories and unexplained phenomena. Rust-covered gates, silent factories. A silent threat persists. This is how nature reclaims its territory. How toxic waste destroys the land. and how invisible radiation imprisons the past forever. The true horror of these places isn't the solitude, it's the danger lurking within. We'll move beyond the warning signs to discover why these dangerous abandoned places remain some of the most forbidden lands on Earth. Deep within the scorching sand dunes of the Namib Desert lies a place where time not only stands still, but is slowly being buried. Welcome to Kolmanskop, the most haunted and infamous ghost town on the planet. More than a century ago, it was the epicenter of unparalleled wealth. A diamond rush in the early 1900s transformed a barren wasteland into a luxurious German-style city in the heart of Africa. It is said that diamonds were so abundant back then that you could pick up a handful under the moonlight. Kolmanskop quickly acquired a hospital, a theater, and even Africa's first tram system. But that prosperity vanished as quickly as it appeared when the diamond supply ran out. Today, nature is reclaiming what belongs to it. The Namib Desert is not only encircling, but devouring the entire town day by day. Gigantic sand dunes spill through broken windows, filling once grand living rooms, creating a surreal yet perilous scene. If you think exploring this place is a leisurely stroll, you're mistaken. Under the weight of tons of compressed sand, the structures of these centuries-old houses are dilapidated and could collapse at any moment without warning. Even more frightening, the sudden, intense heat of the desert combined with unexpected sandstorms can obliterate your sense of direction in seconds. And when night falls, within those dark corners and sand-filled corridors lies the dwelling place of venomous cobras and scorpions. A small island lies isolated in the Venice Lagoon of Italy. This place is called Poveglia. Don't let the peaceful appearance of the Mediterranean Sea deceive you. Because Poveglia holds the title of one of the most terrifying and deadly islands in the world. The reason people permanently abandoned this island stems from centuries ago, when the plague swept across Europe. Poveglia became a brutal quarantine zone. Any Venetian citizen with even a slight cough or fever would be dragged here by soldiers, thrown into mass graves, and left to die. It is estimated that around 160 people perished here in solitude and suffering. The horror of this island doesn't come from its crumbling brick walls, but from the very ground you walk on. Geologists have proven that over 50% of the soil on Poveglia Island is made up of human ashes from the mass cremations of the time. You are essentially stepping on the bones of victims of disease. By the 20th century, darkness once again enveloped the island when a psychiatric hospital was built there. The head doctor performed a series of brutal brain lobe dissection experiments on living patients before going insane and jumping to his death from the island's bell tower. In 1968, the hospital closed. People left, and Poveglia was completely abandoned. Today, the Italian authorities strictly prohibit anyone from setting foot on the island. The structure of the old hospital is so dilapidated that it could collapse at any moment under the influence of the sea wind. Furthermore, the gloomy atmosphere and the heavy burden of the past make Poveglia a forbidden land, where humanity's dark past remains imprisoned within its crumbling walls. Nestled in the misty valleys of the Caucasus Mountains, Akamara emerges as a chilling glimpse into a post-apocalyptic world. In its heyday under the Soviet Union, it was once a proud, model coal mining town with over 5,000 inhabitants. It boasted magnificent neoclassical apartment buildings, bustling cinemas and schools, all surrounded by majestic nature. But that peaceful life shattered completely in 1992 when war broke out. Akamara was plunged into a suffocating siege that lasted 413 days. No electricity, no water, no food supply. This beautiful town suffered relentless shelling. Caught between life and death, the lucky survivors were forced to flee, leaving behind all their possessions and an empty city. In Akamara, real danger lurks. As humans retreat, the jungle begins a devastating invasion. Trees grow through balconies. Giant roots hollow out concrete foundations, weakening the entire structure of 5-story buildings. Segments of ceilings soaked with decades of rainwater could collapse at any moment. The town's dark corridors and damp cellars have now become ideal dens for venomous snakes. Wild boars and Caucasian bears. In central France, there is a completely abandoned village. That is Oradour-sur-Glane. This is not an ordinary ghost town due to economic decline, but a devastating scar, a living memorial to human brutality during World War II. On the afternoon of June 10, 1944, Nazi SS forces surrounded Oradour-sur-Glane, separating the men from their families and taking them to warehouses to be executed. Women and children were herded into the church, which was then set on fire. A total of 642 people died, including more than 400 women and children. When the war ended, the French government chose not to rebuild the village on its original site. By decision of President Charles de Gaulle, the entire area was preserved as an open-air memorial to the victims of war. Why does stepping into this place feel so chilling? Because rusted cars, ash-covered sewing machines, and bullet-scarred walls still remain exactly where they were on that terrible day. There is no sound effect more terrifying than the silence that envelops this place. For what haunts Oradour-sur-Glane is not the supernatural stories, but the fact that all traces of a horrific day remain. As if time had stopped in the summer of 1944. No city died as quickly as Pripyat. In less than 3 hours after the Chernobyl reactor number 4 explosion, the entire city began to sink into something that humans couldn't see, couldn't smell, and couldn't feel immediately. Radiation. Nearly 50 people left their homes with a promise that they would return in 3 days. They left their meals on the table, abandoned their children's toys, and locked their doors as if life had only temporarily stopped. But those 3 days never ended. That journey became a permanent farewell. Nearly 4 decades have passed, and Pripyat remains motionless in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. The apartment buildings are decaying day by day, while some areas still have radiation levels high enough to be dangerous if one stays too long. The most terrifying thing about this place is not the ruined buildings, but something that still exists even though it is invisible to the naked eye. From the sea, Hashima resembles a giant battleship silently anchored in the ocean. Because of this shape, the island became known worldwide as Battleship Island. Once a symbol of Japan's coal mining industry, Hashima, though less than 7 hectares in size, was once home to over 50 people. This made it one of the most densely populated places in the world in the 1950s. Multi-story concrete apartment buildings, schools, hospitals, and shops were all built on this small island to serve the lives of the miners and their families. However, as oil gradually replaced coal in the 1970s, the mines closed one after another. In 1974, the residents of Hashima left almost simultaneously, leaving behind an uninhabited concrete city. After more than 50 years of enduring storms and typhoons, some of Japan's oldest high-rise apartment buildings here are decaying from the inside. Today, sea waves and salt spray have eroded the structures over more than half a century. The concrete structures can collapse at any moment, turning dark corridors into deadly traps. Beneath the island, coal mines lying thousands of meters deep beneath the seabed are now flooded with water and toxic gases, making illegal entry extremely dangerous. If there's one place where time seems to stand still in the middle of winter, it's Pyramiden. This is an abandoned Soviet coal mining town located on the Svalbard archipelago of Norway, just 800 miles from the Arctic Circle. Despite being in one of the coldest and most isolated places on the planet, Pyramiden once had a school, library, theater, swimming pool, and sports facilities. It was once expected to become a model for an ideal community in the icy wilderness. But in 1998, when coal mining became unprofitable, the residents gradually left the town. They left almost everything behind, from books on the shelves and pianos in the assembly hall to apartments still fully furnished. Thanks to the freezing climate, many items have been remarkably preserved, making Pyramiden seem like a frozen moment in the past. However, that tranquil appearance conceals many dangers. In winter, temperatures can drop below -40 degrees Celsius, enough to cause hypothermia in a short time if one is not well prepared. This area is also home to polar bears, so visitors are usually accompanied by guides equipped with self-defense weapons. Far from major settlements and with virtually no road connections, any incident in Pyramiden is difficult to respond to quickly. It is this isolation that has transformed what was once considered a model town into one of the most unique ghost cities in the Arctic. The Island of the Dolls is the name of an island famous for containing hundreds, even thousands, of dolls hanging from trees in a state of decay. This is a haunting place, hidden in the Xochimilco swamps, Mexico. According to legend from the 1950s, Julian Santana Barrera was the caretaker of the island. One day, he found a little girl who had drowned. Soon after, he also found a doll floating nearby. Believing the doll belonged to the little girl, he began hanging it on trees as a way of showing respect and praying for her soul. To appease the little girl, he began hanging the dolls he found all over the island. He continued doing this for 50 years, covering the island with thousands of old, torn dolls with lifeless eyes. He passed away in 2001. Ironically, his body was found in the water near the very spot where he said the little girl had met her end. The island's isolation creates very real dangers. The swampy terrain, narrow paths, dilapidated wooden structures, and the presence of snakes and insects make it unsuitable for habitation. Local people claim that the spirits on Mexico's Doll Island come to life at night and speak to each other. Some tourists even bring their own dolls as a sign of respect and to ask for blessings. It is also considered one of the scariest places in the world. What drove people away from Centralia wasn't on the surface, but a silent fire burning beneath their feet. In 1962, a fire broke out at the town's landfill and inadvertently spread to the coal seams deep underground. From there, the flames continued to smolder for years. Then, decades, creeping through the underground coal network, almost impossible to extinguish completely. Initially, few believed that an underground fire could force an entire town to disappear. But as cracks began to appear in the streets, and smoke and toxic gases continuously escaped from the surface, life in Centralia gradually became unsafe. The U.S. government then implemented a relocation program, and most residents left in the 1980s. Today, many of the roads leading into Centralia are overgrown with vegetation. A few old stretches of road remain, cutting across a land that shows almost no sign of a community that once existed. Beneath that seemingly tranquil ground, the fire continues to burn. And experts believe it could last for decades, even longer. Centralia is not a ghost city because of its tragic past, but because even in the present, the earth beneath it has never truly cooled. Seen from above, Mirny looks like a giant pit dug straight into the Earth's core. But the most terrifying thing about this place isn't its size. Located in the Siberian region of Russia, Mirny was once one of the world's largest open-pit diamond mines. With a diameter of about 2 kilometers and a depth of over 500 meters. This enormous pit is large enough to swallow many skyscrapers if placed inside. For many years, it was a crucial source of diamonds for the Soviet Union and later Russia. However, its enormous scale also created unprecedented risks. Pilots were advised not to fly directly over the mine's mouth because temperature and terrain differences could create strong vortexes, destabilizing helicopters. Open-pit mining operations finally ceased in 2001 when transporting the material down to the bottom of the mine proved too dangerous. Later, mining operations moved to underground tunnels. But in 2017, a major flood submerged the mine system and claimed the lives of 8 workers. Since then, Mirny has virtually ceased operations. Today, the mine pit is filled with frozen water, deep caverns, and accumulated methane gas. Mirny is not only a relic of a massive industry, but also a reminder that the deeper one digs into the earth, the more risks beyond one's control one faces. Some cities are wiped out by war. Krakow, however, has been betrayed by the very land on which it was built. From afar, Krakow looks like a stone fortress still standing proudly on a hilltop in southern Italy. The cobblestone streets, the old houses, and the medieval bell tower remain, giving the impression that the town has only just fallen asleep. But in reality, it has been abandoned for more than half a century. For centuries, Krakow developed on a steep hillside with unstable ground. In 1963, a major landslide forced thousands of residents to evacuate. Before it could recover, the area suffered a series of floods and earthquakes in the following years, making a return almost impossible. Today, Krakow stands there like a forgotten painting. But behind the ancient beauty lie walls riddled with cracks, roofs that could collapse at any moment, and the ground that continues to shift little by little. Because of the ever-present risk of landslides, most of the town can only be visited via controlled routes. Perhaps the saddest thing about Krakow is that people have never truly wanted to leave. Nature has made the decision for them. At first glance, Hotowan looks like a village straight out of a fairy tale. But the deeper you go inside, the more you realize that nature is not only covering this place, but gradually devouring it. Located on Shengshan Island off the coast of Zhejiang province, Hotowan was once a bustling fishing village with thousands of residents. However, due to its isolated location, transportation and goods delivery became increasingly difficult. By the 1990s, most residents decided to move away, leaving the village to the elements and time. In just a few decades, ivy has covered almost every wall, window, and roof. From above, the houses seem to blend seamlessly with the lush green hillsides. The scenery is so beautiful that many mistake it for a film set or a man-made work of art. But this beauty is also a sign of degradation. Tree roots burrow deep into the cracks of the brick walls. Moisture from the sea constantly erodes the structure, while the moss-covered cobblestone paths are always slippery after the rain. Hotowan shows that nature doesn't need destructive power to reclaim what once belonged to it. Given enough time, trees can make an entire village disappear. In the middle of the Thames estuary stands a group of structures that look like giant machines straight out of a science fiction movie. The Red Sands forts were built by the British during World War II to protect London's skies from Nazi German air raids. Located dozens of kilometers from the mainland, these steel towers once housed hundreds of soldiers who lived and worked in the open sea. When the war ended, the fort's mission also ended. They were gradually abandoned to the elements, no longer maintained or repaired. Over the decades, seawater, strong winds, and salt have severely corroded the entire steel structure. Today, the bridges connecting the towers are fragile. Railings have disappeared in many places, and individual metal floor slabs may no longer be strong enough to support human weight. Accessing the forts is also not easy. As the tides change rapidly and the currents in the Thames estuary are always fraught with danger. Standing in the middle of red sands forts, one feels as if they are in the middle of the ocean, where a single mistake could instantly end the exploration. Not all ghost towns are erased by time. Some remain so well preserved that you feel the residents only left a few hours ago. That's Bodie, a gold mining town located in the Sierra Nevada mountains of California. In the late 19th century, it experienced a population boom with around 10 residents. Dozens of saloons, casinos, and gold mines operating around the clock. But, like many other mining towns, Bodie's prosperity lasted only as long as the gold remained in the ground. As the mines gradually depleted in the early 20th century, the residents left one by one, leaving almost their entire lives behind. Instead of demolishing or rebuilding, the California government chose to preserve Bodie in a state known as controlled decay. Therefore, inside many houses, you can still find furniture, bottles, books, children's toys, and countless other original items from decades ago. This very integrity has contributed to the Bodie curse, a local legend that says anyone who takes an item out of town will experience bad luck until it is returned. Although there is no concrete evidence, the story still prompts many tourists to return small items they have inadvertently taken away. Perhaps the most appealing aspect of Bodie isn't the curse, but the feeling of stepping into a moment of the American West that has been preserved for over a century. Isolated on an artificial island in the Gulf of Finland, Russia, lies a stone fortress called Fort Alexander. This oval-shaped structure was originally built as a military defense line. However, it was abandoned for a more sinister reason. It was once a top-secret biological weapons laboratory of the Russian Empire. In the list of the planets, a severe plague outbreak occurred. The authorities transformed this isolated fortress into a research facility for plague bacteria. Its location in the middle of the sea helped isolate the pathogen from the mainland to prevent its spread. Here, doctors used live horses to create serum. The extremely dangerous work process caused many scientists to become infected and die on the spot. Inside the gloomy fortress, a rusty cast-iron staircase leads down to the old laboratories. A massive crematorium still remains. It was where they burned the carcasses of infected animals to erase all traces. Although abandoned for decades, Fort Alexander remains a deadly trap. The stone ceilings and corridors are severely cracked, decayed, and could collapse at any moment. Access to the fort is also extremely difficult. In winter, Rough waves and freezing winds can toss you into the icy sea before you can even reach the moss-covered walls. Kovrino Hospital began construction in Moscow in 1980, with the expectation of becoming one of the Soviet Union's most modern medical centers. However, just a few years later, the project had to be halted when unstable ground caused the basement to constantly flood. The unfinished building never received patients, but quickly became a giant concrete labyrinth in the heart of the city. For decades after being abandoned, Kovrino attracted all sorts of rumors, from criminal gangs and homeless people to extremist cults that once appeared inside the building. The building's internal structure itself was extremely dangerous. It was full of unguarded elevator shafts, dark corridors, and rusty steel. In 2018, Kovrino Hospital was officially demolished, ending the existence of one of Russia's most famous abandoned buildings. But even today, the name Kovrino still frequently appears in documentaries and stories about the most mysterious post-Soviet urban locations. In Turkey, a $200 million megacity project has failed miserably. The project left behind a ghost town with hundreds of fairy tale castles clustered together. Initially, it was designed as a luxurious resort. However, the financial crisis brought construction to an abrupt halt. Approximately 732 villas were abandoned before completion. Because all the castles looked identical, they formed a giant labyrinth. It was easy to get disoriented because there were no signs or landmarks. Behind the magnificent facade lay real dangers. Inside the buildings were numerous open elevator shafts, decaying concrete floors, and severely deteriorating structures. The dark basements had become shelters for wild animals and poisonous insects. Currently, this land remains privately owned and is embroiled in legal disputes. Unauthorized entry not only endangers your life, but also leads to significant legal trouble. Perched on a small rocky outcrop off the coast of Sakhalin Island, the Aniva Lighthouse has weathered the storms of the Sea of Okhotsk for decades. The structure was built by the Japanese in 1939, before the area came under Soviet control after World War II. For many years, the lighthouse operated almost entirely automatically, thanks to a radioisotope thermoelectric generator, allowing it to function even in harsh weather conditions. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, maintenance became increasingly difficult, and Aniva was gradually abandoned. The nuclear power plant that once provided electricity has been dismantled, but the structure continues to deteriorate under the effects of strong wind, seawater, and ice. Today, Reaching Aniva requires a boat trip in calm seas, a rare occurrence in this region. The rusty steps, cracked concrete floor, and winds that can change direction unexpectedly make exploring this place a real challenge. In the middle of the frigid ocean, Aniva is like a sentinel who completed his mission long ago but still stands silently, defying time. In Taiwan, there once existed a luxury resort project with an extremely bizarre design. It was the Sanji UFO Village. It was famous for its series of houses with architecture resembling alien UFOs, lying silently on the beach. Initially, this project was built for the wealthy. However, it never welcomed its first guest. During construction, a series of fatal accidents occurred. This fueled rumors that the land was cursed. Many believe that the project was built on top of an ancient cemetery, and that the destruction of a sacred dragon statue to make way for the road brought about disaster. After being abandoned, the area became extremely dangerous. The plastic and concrete structures were ravaged by time. The abandoned swimming pools were filled with water, and overgrown weeds concealed the potential for collapses. To put an end to the ghostly stories and the danger to the public, the entire complex was officially demolished by the authorities in 2010. Located along the Hudson River in New York, lies an abandoned power plant called Glenwood Power Plant. Constructed in 1906, it was once a vital energy hub for the region. Although an industrial plant, it was designed in a neo-Romanesque architectural style with red brick walls, resembling an ancient administrative building. By 1968, due to outdated technology and the emergence of newer, more efficient plants, Glenwood was officially abandoned. Since then, the building's structure has begun to deteriorate and decay severely. Currently, the interior of the plant is fraught with dangers for intruders. It is full of unbarricaded pits, flooded basements, and rusty steel. Furthermore, the site is associated with a long-standing rumor. It is whispered that the dark tunnels beneath the plant were once used by New York mafia gangs to dispose of corpses. Entering this place without permission is extremely dangerous. Time will eventually swallow everything. Whether it's a wealthy empire or a magnificent structure, in the end, all that remains is ruin and silence. These are lands where the flow of time seems to have stopped, where all the pride of human civilization is shattered by the brutal invasion of nature and dust. When these scenes end, the darkest and most dangerous corners of that land will continue to sink into silence, hidden behind legal barriers and the curses of the past.